There was a judgment that was given yesterday, and that has to do with former lawmaker. Well, 𝗪𝗪𝗀 is a former lawmaker because the Supreme Court actually removed him yesterday as the only APC senator from his state. Interesting, that's Adamawa State. The governor, the House of Assembly, the other two senators, the House of Representatives, all of them are members of the PDP. He's actually the only one that belongs to the opposition party. I'm talking about Senator 𝗪𝗪𝗀. Well, he's still a senator, Senator 𝗪𝗪𝗀. Well, as you want to look at it, he gave a press conference yesterday, and then he called his removal a coup on democracy. He said he remains a hero of democracy, he's a martyr. And he did the biggest one had to be that he accused the president of the Nigerian Senate, distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio, of targeting him and Senator Ojukwu and others. I'm going to allow you to listen to a part of the press conference he did yesterday in his residence. Well, I think it's about 20 minutes or thereabouts, but we've put all of that together so that you get to hear 𝗪𝗪𝗀. But well, if you remember him, he was the lawmaker that was involved in the whole, sex toy assaults on a sex toy attendant in Abuja. Remember, all of the video went to court, and then the court eventually told them that they should settle out of it. Well, there were reports that the senator then apologized to the attendant. We remember the whole sex toy thing where the attendant was assaulted by the senator. The video was everywhere. It was actually captured on one of the CCTV cameras in the store. Well, that's not what we're talking about today, but I just have to quickly bring, I guess that's more like the easiest way a lot of people can remember who Senator 𝗪𝗪𝗀 is. I'm going to play the insert now. It's just a few minutes, so you get to listen to where he talked about the fact that his removal was a coup on democracy, and then he accused the president of the Senate for removing him, and then he mentioned that the former governor of Abia State, the former chief whip of the house, would also be removed, talking about Senator Ojukwu and 3 others. He said 5 of them have been marked out, and that they didn't support the Senate presidential ambition of Senator Godswill Akpabio. Take a listen to what 𝗪𝗪𝗀 said. Then we'll come back, we'll get into the conversation. It's going to be very interesting today. Well, the president inaugurated 3 more ministers into the Federal Executive Council yesterday, and that was the second Federal Executive Council meeting that was held since the inauguration. Well, the FEC meeting will also be holding every Monday, although it's going to be holding on Mondays now, but they said it's not going to be every Monday, depending on the volume of work that needs to be done for the week. That's what's going to determine if there's going to be FEC meeting for that week. But FEC meeting has been moved officially to Mondays. That is the statement from the presidency. We'll come back to Senator 𝗪𝗪𝗀, who was removed yesterday. Take a listen to what he said. You're welcome to the Situation Room live on 𝗪𝗏 98.3 FM. My name is 𝗧𝗵𝗲, and this program comes up on the airwaves every Mondays to Fridays from 4 to 5:30 p.m. 90 straight minutes of conversation around politics, policies, and governance. Well, Senator 𝗪𝗪𝗀 represents Adamawa North Senatorial District. He's been removed and he's talking. Take a listen.
The Court of Appeals in Abuja have notified my election, has withdrawn the mandate which was given to me freely by the people of Adamawa State. Of course, as it is, even when you are playing Lido, if they win you in playing Lido, you will not be happy. So it is understandable that, of course, I will not be happy with this judgment. But this is not just about Lido. We are not in any way trying to try what the court has done or trying to run down the court, because the court remains the hope of your commandment. I call you here today so that I will give you a little insight into what transpired from the election time today. As you are aware, election was conducted this February 2023, where I won the election with about 72,000 votes, and my opponent came second with about 61,000 votes, given a gap of 11,000 votes lead between me and my opponent. It is also important to know that I defeated my opponent in his own ward, and I defeated him in his own polling unit. That's how popular I am, making me the only APC senator in Adamawa State. Of course, you are aware that before the election, I had my own problems in my party based on my stand on national issues, more especially my stand on same-faith ticket, which I failed. I want to tell you that I'm a hero of democracy. I'm a martyr of democracy. I am been actually bewitched by government because of my critical stand on national issues. That is the truth. It is obvious. I heard it from a reliable source, which I will not call the name now, that 5 senators will be removed from the Senate. Those who did not stand with my brother and my elder brother, my good colleague, distinguished Senate President 𝗪𝗪. Those who did not vote for him, 5 of us are going. I am number 1. 𝗪𝗪 would go. They have penciled 5 of us. I'll take it. They told me that I'm going, 𝗪𝗪 is going, and few others are going because we did not support the emergence of my brother and my colleague Senator 𝗪𝗪 from emerging the President of the Senate. This is not democracy. The court, we have hope in the court. The court should be careful. Let us build the country. International community are watching us. You cannot withdraw a ground and the Court of Appeal restore a ground without the lawyers asking for that ground to be restored. The court will restore it and then voided somebody's election, people's mandate on a ground that was withdrawn. I want to repeat, I am proud of myself. I am proud of my achievements. I am proud of my supporters, and I remain a martyr of democracy. I believe in democracy. I don't believe in violence. I don't believe in holding the country ransom. Those who are holding the country ransom, small people, they are not bigger than me. Today, the country are looking for them to negotiate with them so that people can live in peace. I don't believe in that style. I believe in the powers of the ballot. And that's why I choose to become a politician under which my voice will be heard and my contribution to the country will also be seen. Thank you. I am calling on all of my supporters to remain calm. Elections should take place, I will win. In 2 years' time, they will go back to the trenches. But I want to call on Mr. President. Mr. President, you believe in democracy. You stood against military dictatorship. You are members of NEDECO. You fought hard to restore democracy in Nigeria. During Obasanjo regime, you remained a lone voice, the face of opposition in Nigeria. You are a hero of democracy, Mr. President. And I want to tell you, Mr. President, that is not democracy you fought. If people will be haunted, 5 senators will be removed now because they do not support certain cabal. Mr. President, this is not democracy that you wanted. They told me, a very highly placed Nigerian citizen told me that 5 of us were slated for removal. I will be going, and 𝗪𝗪 will follow me, and we will all go. And that is a fact. So it is not about who wins or not. No, this is a coup on democracy. This is a coup. The court should not be the one that will give a mandate that Nigerians do not give. This is a coup, and I call all of my supporters to be calm. Like I said before, they should be very calm. I remain a hero of democracy. I remain a voice that is respected, that is heard, and not just a hero, but also a martyr. I am very comfortable. You are making me more popular. I'm very happy. In a few days' time, more revelations will come and speak the truth so Nigerians will know the way it is. If they want, they should go and build prisons and put all of us inside. Mandela was in prison for 27 years. He came out. Obasanjo was in prison. He came out. And even those who die in prison, they are still humans.
Okay, I have a feeling that it's going to be a very engaging conversation today. The phone lines are buzzing already. I'm trying to understand where we're going to start from on the show today. Well, let's get it going. This one is for 90 minutes, but don't forget, on the turn of 5 o'clock, we're going to take the headline news, and then it's going to lead us into the other side of the conversation. Once again, you're live on mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. And what you just heard was the voice of the lawmaker that represented, Adamawa North Senatorial Districts in the upper chambers. Now, talking about Senator 𝗪𝗪 𝗪𝗪. He talked about how his removal is politically motivated. He said it because he kicked against the same faith ticket building to the 2023 presidential election. He said back then probably is referring to the fact that, well, he felt it was wrong then, maybe he thinks it's right now. I remember there was a time he gave an interview, where he supported the position of the former SGF, now talking about Babachi Lawal, where they said that they're absolutely against the same faith ticket leading to the presidential election and being members of the APC. Well, former Senator 𝗪𝗪 𝗦𝗠𝗧 is saying that his removal was politically motivated. He's actually mentioned names of the person involved. He mentioned the name of the president of the Nigerian Senate, talking about distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio. The media aide to the Senate president actually released the statement today, and he said that Senator 𝗪𝗪 𝗦𝗠𝗧 is just making, baseless allegations against his principal. Well, interesting times. Senator 𝗪𝗪 𝗦𝗠𝗧 also said that within the next couple of days, more revelations would come out. He said it's not the time that will chase clouds. It's not the time that gives vague statements. That is not the type that makes empty statements. I mean, if you listen to all of the press release, I just had to, put all of those together. Big shout out to Timmy, by the way, helping me put all of those together so that we don't go through having to listen to all of the time. We just have to put all of that together. Well, you heard, and then that's the big deal now. Well, let's keep that aside. The Minister of Finance and the Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. 𝗪𝗪 𝗪𝗛, addressed the press yesterday from the press room of the presidential villa in Abuja after the NEC meeting. And then she talked about the fact that there's a budget proposal of 26.1 trillion for 2024, and they're expected to have the budget presented before the end of the year. Well, this is October. I've got a little over 2 months to go. 26.1 trillion naira for 2024. Well, that's a budget proposal, by the way. And then they said they're targeting a GDP growth of about 3.6%. Well, there was a question I was asked him about the $1.5 billion loan from the World Bank, and he said 500 billion has actually been broken down. Remember, the whole conditional cash transfer and all of that. But more especially for me, he talked about the balance of payments, as the remaining money has been thrown into the balance of payments, into government financing and all of that. We just listen to everything. But the key thing is 26.1 trillion would be the budget proposal for 2024. Well, there's still this supplementary budget for 2023 that will still, still being processed. It's October already. Let's see where all of that will come through. But I'm always more importantly particular about the budget process and the accompaniment of the budget. I've always said it, that we should have a mechanism in this country that helps us to measure the budget performance, so that we don't have project being repeated in the budget, project that have been monies have been released, contractors have been mobilized, and probably they paid 80% of the mobilization fee. It's just 20% left, and then they will represent the same project into a new year's budget. I feel that that should be a big target for us. I've seen a couple of African countries where their regular expenditures reduces with every year. But hey, we're targeting 26.1 trillion as a budget proposal for 2024. Well, I mean, it's a proposal, and so you understand what I mean. It will be presented on the floor of both the red and the green chamber, and there will be a joint session where all of the legislators, the 109 senators, the 360 reps members will deliberate on it. The House Committee on Budgets and Appropriation would also go into meetings and sit on that. There will be presentation and defense from all of the ministries, the department, and the agencies. All of the process. And it's going to be televised live. Nigeria is 63, and then we should be making some really good progress at this level that we are. Well, let's go back to the issue today. Senator 𝗪𝗪 𝗪𝗛 was removed yesterday by the Supreme Court. Remember, he actually won his case at the appeal court, but his opponent, the PDP candidate, actually went to challenge the decision of the appeal courts at the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court is the end of the matter. Well, 𝗪𝗪 has ceased to be a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and the INEC has said that the certificate of return should be withdrawn from him and issued the PDP candidate, 𝗪𝗪ᴛ, the former governor of Akwa Ibom State. 𝗪𝗪ᴛ said his removal was politically motivated because he didn't support the presidential ambition of, talking about the Senate presidential ambition of 𝗪𝗪ᴛ, and he said himself and 4 other senators will be removed, and he mentioned the former governor of Abia State, talking about Senator Orji Uzor Kalu. Well, we're yet to hear from the camp of Orji Uzor Kalu if he also thinks he's being witch hunted or he's being a target of this. But well, 𝗪𝗪ᴛ thinks this is a coup on democracy, and he feels he's a hero of democracy and he's a martyr. 09136000410. I'm trying to link up with the APC representative from Ondo State. Remember, I said it yesterday. On Thursday, I had the secretary of the PDP in Ondo State join me on the show, and then I kept it open for a right of response from the other political parties. And the APC guys reached out with me. We established contact. They're supposed to be on the show today. Unfortunately, we're still trying to call, and then they're not responding. So I will keep that on the side. If you're lucky enough to link up with them, fine and good. But let's talk about the removal of 𝗪𝗪ᴛ and all of the allegations that he had laid on the floor against the person of a distinguished Senator 𝗪𝗪ᴛ. Let me talk to you, Pastor Ambrose. You're welcome to the show today. It's a Tuesday edition. Good to have you. But can I also ask you this, Pastor Ambrose? When 𝗪𝗪ᴛ won at the petition tribunal, that's at the appeal court, he didn't come out with this statement. Yeah, he went to the appeal courts, and it was the appeal courts that gave the judgment yesterday. No, sorry, apologies. Yes, it's the appeal court. Sorry.
We are okay, we are self-sufficient until we remove corruption totally out of the system. Okay, I asked the question, and I'm putting it to Fuad, the station manager. Can we stop polarizing our economy? If you go to fear, to vote out as $1. Is that what they do in America? This is the reason why the economy has not been stable. The other day, I want to ask you again. If some we also say, okay, all the manufacturing companies send your money through CPS. When you get to the other side, it will be converted to the currency you want to use it to buy. You will see the dollar will crash. Because this system is helping people to be buying dollars at home. They should stop all this dollar. During the last PDP election, you know what happened. So this is not an 𝗧𝗵𝗲 thing. I'm not talking of problem. You know what happened during the presidential.
Thank you. Thank you, Pastor Ambrose. Thank you. Thank you very much, Pastor Ambrose. That was a lengthy one, by the way, but it's fine. Well, I think the dollarization of some of our policies is really going to, make us to have to sit back and restructure some of the things that we're doing here. But 26.1 trillion for next year's budget proposal, that's a lot of money. But well, like Pastor Ambrose said, we're self-sufficient, and then he thinks we can sustain that. But then, it's still a proposal, and I'm very sure that it will be taken through the regular scrutiny. Like I told you, the process, the sitting, both the chambers would have to come together to run it. Let me pick more calls. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
You're welcome. Your name and where you calling from?
My name is Michael.
Michael, you're welcome.
𝗪𝗵 𝗁𝗪
Alpha,
Somebody like that
Hundred percent PDP.
Exactly. So he was the only 𝗵𝗵 guy in that particular. So he became senator. Even after becoming senator in 𝗵𝗵, he still become a minority in his own party, despite his own party. So anything could happen. It could be that during the election, it could also be that some people will influence the decision. Also on the issue of politics, I feel that the most important thing is the money getting to the right thing. We can share 1 billion.
And you may not get to the right people.
Exactly, because that's definitely the concern of the majority of the people. If the money will get to the right thing, it will make an impact. But unfortunately, I don't trust our politicians in this country. And I hope that they will disappoint with this analysis. For this budget, for the 2024 proposed budget, I think that 𝗪𝗵 said that last year was around 21 billion, and this year is 20 billion. Looking at all the factors, inflation rate, dollar, and liquidity value, I think it has been fair. But the budget is not the budget. But let me be the budget performance at the end of the day.
Exactly, that had always been my concern. Also, I think we should be deliberate with some of the things we put in place to measure budget performance.
Exactly. And also, there should be yearly review of the budget, because what I've experienced in civil service is that many civil servants or many contractors, what they realize that also what is in their budget. There are some items that they are still functioning well. They will destroy it because of the new budget. Because if they didn't do that, they need to get new funds for that particular item.
Thank you very much, Mr. Michael, for joining us on the show today. 091-3600-0410. Let's talk about this. Mr. 𝗪𝗛, you're welcome. Good to have you join us on the show today. I'm very well, and you? about Governor Akeredolu. I can't categorically tell you where the governor is. Mr. Georgia, thank you very much for joining us on the show today. 0913-600-0410. Let's keep talking. Senator 𝗪𝗪 𝗦𝗂 has been accused of witch hunts, and that was done by a former senator. I mean, it's safe to call him that way because INEC had instructed, the court had instructed INEC to withdraw his certificate of return and issue it to his PDP, his opponent. Hello, good evening, Pastor 𝗪𝗪. You're welcome. Okay, thank you very much, Pastor 𝗪𝗪. This program is being streamed live, by the way, on our social media platform, facebook.com/𝗪𝗪98.3 FM. I'm seeing messages on our Facebook page already. And you can also go to YouTube. You go search for 𝗪𝗪93 on YouTube. Hello, let me talk to Mr. Laiwola. Okay, I got that call really late. You can still call us back. You're live on 𝗪𝗪98.3 FM. And this is the sound of Lagos. This is the Situation Room. Hello, 𝗪𝗪. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Based on the issue of the senator group and the Supreme Court, it was former member of it. So when he campaign to it, he was accusing me that the Supreme Court have removed it and just lower his voice and enjoy the money I'm getting from the Senate. And looking at it, both the Senate and House of Representatives and the state House of Assembly, they are not having issue at all. Most of the Senate left were having and for now, we have those who are taking money for income. We will have the senator, the House of Representatives, the state House of Assembly that will be dealing for the sake of the people. If not, we have one. Forever the US belongs to the government belongs to the America and the Great Britain. So I mentioned that senator and House of Representatives do exactly what Nigeria has been. Can I run to that? The answer is we do. But for now, we are having those people who to enjoy that. With that income, we have the senator, we have the House of Representatives, we have the state House of Assembly that is here. And what they do that, the president,
This one bring directly come on my side.
And again, they say there's no volume on your radio.
Exactly. Now this thing. Now this thing they bring audio come our own side.
Hello. Okay. I think I'll need to take a very quick break, just about a minute. And let me fix some things around there, and I'll be back. Wá kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ gan? Kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ gan? Ẹ̀dẹ̀ yọ kíní wọ́n létí. Wá kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ náà? What's going on? What's going on? I'm getting messages that I've been on the I'm texting that 4 messages already. And you are very welcome. Okay, let's get the conversation going. I've got some messages here already. This one says, my name is Sam from Agudu. And the removal of 𝗪𝗪 𝗦𝗀 was seen coming because he's been on the news for something not for the good reasons. He's been involved in some scandals. The transfer fund of 15 million to 15 million Nigerians is another way of corruption. Why not do a visible and better project many Nigerians can benefit from? Okay, thank you very much. Sam